Oh man, remember this article? Yeah, it really made some people mad.
Let's do it.
Are you ready?
Oh, I'm excited, yes.
I actually got a really glowing recommendation from Steven Spielberg to Mark Webb, who directed Snow White.
She was crying behind the curtains, and she got so excited.
But I saw the logo, and I went, that's my name. Snow White's up there. And I cried my eyes out.
Yeah. Like, who has been the most exciting person for you tonight?
Oh my God.
Besides me. Took the wine out of my mouth.
I get stopped for photos every time I'm online for the Snow White ride, and it is I have to pretend like, oh God, well, crazy that we're in front of this.
Wait, how often are you?
Love them in the right direction.
Hi, Adam. My agent's over there. Hi, Ken. My lawyer. My entire family is here. Hi, everybody. Sorry.
Do people call you Maria on the street?
Boy, do they.
They do. Oh, that's
my
great.
God.
That's got to be delightful,
They
huh?
sing to me. The entire Shazamily and I went out to dinner. I walked to the ladies' room, and there was a man coming out of the men's room, and he looked at me, and he just went, I've just kissed a girl named Maria. I came back from the bathroom, and I walked up to DJ Catrona, and I grabbed him by the shoulders. I said, we need to leave.
Oh, really?
How could I not? He loves me. I can tell.
I think I did really, really well, and my prize is bragging rights.
I'm a narcissist.
Snow White starring Rachel Zegler will probably go down as one of Disney's biggest live-action failures. Currently, Snow White is number 2 at the box office with a 68% drop from the week before, coming in second to Jason Statham's movie, A Working Man. By the way, I saw Jason Statham's A Working Man. I didn't hate it. But let's get back to this. When Tatiana Siegel wrote this article, Inside Disney's Snow White Fiasco, Death Threats, Beefed Up Security, and a Social Media Guru for Rachel Zegler, I did go over that article. I'll link that video up here if you want to check it out. But this article right here stirred up a lot of people. A lot of journalists didn't like this article and called it a hit piece against Rachel Zegler. People aren't really liking that Disney is blaming Rachel Zegler for the Snow White failure. And while I will say Disney is to blame because they did go with their identity politics and cast this Latina actress to portray a German fairy tale character, and Disney didn't do their due diligence to vet Rachel Zegler before she signed on the dotted line. But you have to admit that a lot of the controversy surrounding Snow White did start with Rachel Zegler.
If I'm going to stand there 18 hours in a dress of an iconic Disney princess, I deserve to be paid for every hour that it is streamed online.
Pay your fucking writers, pay your fucking actors. I have residual checks that would shock you.
Disney needed a scapegoat for the Snow White debacle, and Zegler was the most obvious target. Now, whether Zegler deserves the full blame for Snow White is not for me to say, but she certainly didn't help. A Variety report filled with anonymous sources, most likely Disney connected, paints Zegler as irresponsible and quite frankly erratic in behavior during the promotion of Snow White.
Yeah. Weird.
And the Variety article is not wrong to point all of these things out. These are things that Rachel Zegler did and said, and she needed to be held accountable for the things that she said. But this right here is what has a lot of people really upset. When Rachel Zegler tweeted a reply to her tweet promoting Snow White and always remember Free Palestine, which then caused a Disney executive, Mark Platt, to fly to New York to speak directly with her, in which Rachel Zegler stood her ground and refused to remove the post, regardless of what was happening to her co-star Gal Gadot. This right here, standing her ground, a lot of people are praising her for doing that and coming after the author of this article, Tatiana Siegel. Dude, she has been getting harassed by people. Here's her Twitter. So like she's retweeted some stuff, but it's posts actually made by her. So like this one talking about Justin Baldoni, you're a stupid bitch. Throwing tomatoes, you're a hateful misogynist piece of shit, you're a Zionist, you're an untalented writer, girl, fuck you. What smear article you gonna write next? Bitch, leave Rachel Zegler alone. Fuck you, leave Rachel alone. Darling, your writing is not that good to make articles full of bias and shit. Leave Rachel alone. Resign, ugly. Hashtag I stand with Rachel. People are really going after the person who penned the article about Rachel Zegler. This article by Vanity Fair, Snow White's failure has turned Rachel Zegler into a scapegoat and an icon. Disney insiders are blaming the young actress for the film's poison box office, but their plan is backfiring. Regardless of Disney's alleged feelings, Zegler has received plenty of support in the wake of Snow White's failure. Zegler trended on social media with many fans applauding her courage. Rachel Zegler rules and so obviously has a lifetime of incredible roles and performances ahead of her. Well, a quick look at her IMDb page and it doesn't look like she has anything currently in development. Right now, the only thing she's involved in is Evita on West End in the the UK. Over 50 journalists have signed an open letter to Variety strongly condemning Siegel's article. Now it's way over 50. Here's the letter to Variety, and these are all of the people who signed this letter condemning that article by Siegel. This letter says, "We, the underlined, wish to express our strong condemnation of the Variety article inside Disney's Snow White fiasco, death threats, beefed up security, and a social media guru for Rachel Zegler. As film journalists and steadfast supporters of the Palestinian cause, we are shocked by this attack on Rachel Zegler and her activism, masquerading as a piece of insider news. Our industry should have more urgent lines of inquiry than bullying an actor at this time."
Starting strong, it all goes downhill from here.
What would you say to those who are just kind of overly critiquing the film at this point? You've worked so hard on it.
I'm getting on across. Hold on. Here. Hold on.
All right. Congrats, Rachel. Good luck.
Sorry, just one second.
What have I done? I mean, I look at that girl and I have no idea what I'm looking at. My ego is getting bigger by the minute.
For whatever reason, the footage for the rest of this video was lost, so I'm going to continue in voiceover. In the aftermath of Variety's article about Rachel Zegler, someone else came to her rescue, and that person would be Pedro Pascal. Now, Pedro Pascal has never been shy about expressing his politics. This is somebody who compared Trump supporters to Nazis at one point and was able to get away with it, and was even cast as the lead for HBO's adaptation of The Last of Us, while his co-star in The Mandalorian, Gina Carano, ended up being fired by Disney.
I was fired February 2021.
The Disney double standard really is insane. Pedro Pascal was able to go on and have a career and was able to say all of these things while being employed by Disney. Same with Rachel Zegler. While being employed by Disney, she was given a social media manager. And Rachel Zegler even connected her opinions to the promotion of a movie. In contrast, Gina Carano was not able to share her opinions and was fired from The Mandalorian. So, in his latest instance of speaking out, Pedro Pascal decided to join the conversation about Zegler and shared a photo of the West Side Story actress on his Instagram stories, tagging her and adding #icon in his description. It really is comical that Pedro Pascal is supporting Rachel Zegler, someone who is also instrumental in Gina Carano's firing. She shared these tweets about Gina Carano and even wanted to replace her on The Mandalorian. So, do I feel sorry for Disney losing all of this money after hiring Rachel Zegler and her being a complete and total disaster for the Snow White movie? And do I feel sorry for Rachel Zegler for having to deal with the consequences of all this? No, I do not. Disney and Rachel Zegler have both made their beds. The audience has rejected Snow White, they've rejected Rachel Zegler, and it really doesn't matter how many articles are written about it, who comes to her aid, until the audience sees that there is a change in this actress, in Rachel Zegler, and even in Disney as a company, then they're going to continue to turn their backs on really any projects that they put out. Anyways, guys, that's it for me. Let me know what you guys think in those comments down below, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, everyone.
And to everyone who hates when I win, the winged victory came to the Louvre in pieces, and people still line up to see her. And I can only hope that despite my flaws, and despite my cracks and my breaks, and there are many of them, that at every premiere and everything I do, people will wait in line to see.